Hello my lovely Flosstube friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren, also known as Cross Stitch Bunny here on YouTube and over on Instagram. It is the 18th of August today, it's a Friday, and I'm here just a few days late with my mid-month stitchy roundup for August. So today I'm going to be showing you around 40 hours of stitchy progress, and that includes 2 new starts and 3 existing WIPs, so 5 projects to share with you today. I also have another giveaway which was a bit unexpected, but stay tuned for that. I've got something nice that you have the opportunity to win, and also I'm going to be covering my stitchy plans for the next month and sort of forward for the rest of the year. I've got a little bit of haul for you, and I will be saving my life update until the end. So yes, I'm in a different stitching location today because of the massive declutter and house clear we're currently doing, which I will cover in life update. So I've retreated to the bedroom. Hopefully there won't be any interruptions while I film this, and I'm going to get started. So the first project I have to share with you today is going to be an existing WIP. I'm going to save the new starts until the end today just to switch it up a little bit. So we're going to start with existing WIPs. This is a lovely design called Dragon Koi, or possibly Koi Dragon. I get the 2 words mixed up. We'll go with Dragon Koi. So this is Dragon Koi. The designer is Nadezhda Gavrilenkova, and this is what it looks like when it is finished. I will pop up a picture for you. I love this. I'm not exactly sure when I started this, but it's been hanging around the WIP pile for too long, and I rediscovered it when I was doing my WIP parade and decided to pull it out and do a bit of work on it. The board isn't big enough for it and it's on black Ada, so you might see through it a bit, yeah, just here, but I'm doing my best. So this is my progress so far. And you can see, compared to when I showed it in my WIP parade, I have made some really nice progress. Look at that, look how much I've done, hooray! So I'll give you a bit of a closer look, but I'm stitching this on 14 count black Ada and all the Cord 4 DMC colours, but in CXC substitutes. So these are the dragon's wings here taking shape. And even though it's not back stitched yet, I think you can see like the shape of some of the koi here, like the fish are taking shape. All this is leaves at the top. This will have quite extensive back stitching on it when it is fully completed, but I'm very happy with how this is looking. The colour palette, although we are officially still in summer, it doesn't feel like it anymore. Like it's currently raining here and has been mostly raining for the past few weeks now. It is getting a little bit cooler and I'm liking all these autumn colours. Like I said, I'm not sure what year I started this in, whether it was 2022 or 2021, but I do know that when I started it as an autumn WIP, not because of the dragon theme, but because of the colour palette. And I'm really enjoying that right now. So hoping to get some more done on that. Like it will be, I know the light's going to shine through this, but it will be a big circle when it's finished. Yes, so that is WIP number 1. My next existing WIP to show you is my Ariel in the bottle. So this is a design by Vixtoriya Ivchenko, and this is what she looks like. She's gorgeous. I love her. I started her like fairly recently. It was definitely within 2023, and I did a big chunk on her at home, and then I took her to the Bella Filipina Stitching Retreat. I worked on her a little bit there when I wanted a rest from my big Bella lady, and this is where I got to last time you saw her, and this was about 28%, I believe. Because I am marking her off digitally on the Saga app, because this designer does make their patterns Saga compatible. So I was at about 28%, and that is 28% of the overall design. So that includes all the back stitch when you're tracking on Saga. It doesn't just include the crosses. So yes, 28% complete last time, and I have jumped to a massive 56.5% complete. And I think she's looking really great. I was trying to save her until the Little Mermaid live action remake came out on Disney Plus, and I thought I'm going to save her and stitch her while I'm watching that. However, I just really wanted to stitch on her and I couldn't wait, and I got excited because the other day I went onto Disney Plus and I saw the Little Mermaid there and it was clickable, and I was really excited thinking I could watch it, and it turned out just to be the trailer. But it was after that, after the disappointment of thinking it was ready to watch and it wasn't, that I thought, well, I am going to pull out Ariel and stitch on her anyway. And I just think she's looking lovely, really coming together. And I have started some of the backstitch. Again, this design will have extensive backstitch to be complete. And although I've not done huge amounts of it, I have done a bit on Sebastian and the top of the bottle, just to give myself a small head start on getting a little bit of that backstitch done. There's really not too much to do here now. Like I said, it's 56.5% complete, but as you can see, like the actual design looks way more than halfway finished. I'd say I've probably done about 80% of the stitching maybe. There's literally just little gaps to fill in and this bottom bit of the bottle to fill in, but I've got pretty much the outline of the bottom done. So yeah, it's just filling in all the gaps sort of within this space. And yeah, like, although it says I'm only 56.5% complete, unlike Pattern Keeper, because that is accounting for all the backstitch as well, I feel like I'm much further on with her than that. I feel like I'm about 80% done on all the actual cross stitch and like half stitch, and the rest of it is just going to be the back stitch, which is going to take some time, but she's going to be so worth it. I really, really love her. Really happy with her. And I'm stitching this on an 18 count Stitch Bunny hand die called Blue Sky with all CXC. So that is Ariel. Looking very nice, I think. My next project to show you is another one that's like fairly old. I did start this a little while ago, and this is my Bothy Grow Your Own. So cute little bunny with all the vegetables. I'm sure that you're all familiar with this design, or many of you will be. I know the Bothy Wrendales are very popular. So obviously this comes as a full kit. So I'm stitching it on the Kit Supplied Ada with all the Kit Supplied stuff. This is where I was last time you saw it. And I've made quite a lot of visible progress on this one as well. And here is my bunny now. Really pleased with how this is going. I had kind of done most of the bunny already last time you saw it. It was just like the bottom bits that merge into the vegetable that needed filling in. But I have done a great big chunk on the veg pile. This is almost at the bottom, not quite, but there's just a couple of stitches lower to go. So I'm pretty much already as low as I'll be going. So it's this half of the pile. These are carrots here. There's going to be like several carrots here. There's some potatoes. I've started on like 2 or 3 of the tomatoes here, but there's a bunch of those. And I don't know what these are. If anybody knows, please tell me. I will pop the picture back up on the screen really quickly. And please debate amongst yourselves in the comments below. What vegetables are these supposed to be? I don't know if I'm being really dumb. I thought they might be like purple sprouting, but then I was like, but they kind of look too slender and not like bobbly enough at the top to be purple sprouting. And then I was like, oh, they could be like, you can get purple spring onions, but I was like, no, it doesn't look like those either. And the orientation of them with the purple at the top, like if it was the purple spring onions, I thought they'd have them the other way round. They haven't got like any bulb sort of thing on the bottom. Like, look at the picture and tell me what these vegetables are, because I'm sure I'm just being really stupid. I recognise all the other vegetables, but not these. I thought they looked more like some kind of flower. But everything else is vegetables. So yeah, my brain is confused. Let me know if you know what they are. I would love to hear your thoughts on that because it has been bothering me. But yeah, like I said, it's all on the kit supplied fabric, so it's like the Wrendale speckly fabric and all the kit supplied threads. So that is my Bothy bunny. Very cute. And there will be a little bit of backstitch on that, but not too much. New starts. So I didn't need any more new starts, but I have had 2. I did double check before I started the second new start how many WIPs I currently had, because I know when I'd finished my WIP parade I had 24, I wish, 34, but I'd finished a couple since then, but I've also started a few. I wasn't sure exactly where I was. I did a recount and I was on 34. So I justified the second new start by saying I am not going over 35 WIPs. That is now my limit. I'm there, I'm at the limit. I'm officially at 35 WIPs now with these 2 new starts, and I'm not having any more. I'm banning myself from new starts until I get a couple of finishes. I'm running out of space, like in my WIP storage. I've run out of WIP bags. Some of them don't even have a bag, they're just like lying around. Yeah, I can't have any more. So I'm just going to move this little button that is in my way so I can show you this design, because I do actually have the little pouch here. So this is my first new start. Sorry about the glare, but this is a really cute little bird by Mill Hill, and it's just called Stitching. It's got the stitching writing there, and it will have like a cute little dragonfly button attached. But yeah, everything's in there, so I'm just doing it with all the called for supplied kit materials, and this is being stitched on parchment paper that comes in the kit that is a 14 count equivalent, I believe. So that is the design. Obviously there is no before picture because I've only just started it. And here it is. I don't even know which way up I've got this. Let's consult the design. Have a look. Right, I'm pretty sure it's this way. That's what we're going to go with. This is what I've done. So not a huge start to show you there, but this was a little travel stitch. So when I go to my parents' house, I don't usually get an awful lot of stitching done. I just don't. And I always drag a project along and don't work on it. So I wanted to take one with me just in case, but I didn't want to drag anything along that was, you know, a decent size in a big bulky project bag. So I just thought I'd take this along because it all just slides into that little cellophane pouch that it comes in very easily. And I thought, well, if I don't work on it, it's only tiny, but I did. Like, it's the first time in forever that I've been to my mum's and actually done some stitching. So while my mum was doing bath time with the kids and stuff, I made a little start on this. And this is about an hour. It's about an hour of progress. I think I was at my mum's for 4 days and I picked it up like 3 times while I was there, just for like 20 minutes at a time. And that is what I've done. I feel like the camera's showing this one pretty blurry for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it was focusing on my face. Hopefully this will be better. So that is it. Like, this is the darker bit of the bird, the lighter breast under here. I've started in the pink, and then I've gone all the way out here with the blue background right to the pretty much the margin. I think this is almost as far as it goes. So yeah, that is a little new start. I do think these kits from Mill Hill are really nice with like all the beads and everything. They're just beautiful and they're not too large. So yes, a naughty new start there. And my final super naughty new start that took me to my limit of 35 WIPs, I am blaming entirely on Amber, Rogue Mama Stitcher. It is Amber's fault. I'm not taking responsibility because I was being quite good, and I'd resolved not to have any more new starts. And then I watched Amber's most recent Flosstube, or I assume it's her most recent. It's the most recent one that I have watched, and she was just showing so many soda stitches. Like, I think we all know that she is the queen of soda stitch at this point. She has so many of their patterns and she's stitched a lot, but she still has so many left in her stash. She's having a bit of a starting frenzy with them. She's got loads of them on the go. And one of them is the Secret Forest. So I'll show you what it looks like. If you've been watching Amber recently or been looking on her Instagram, you will have seen her post this. and when I saw it on her Flosstube, it reminded me that I have this pattern and that I really like it. And I actually messaged Amber being like, I'm so tempted to start it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to finish some stuff. And she was like, do it, go on, just do it. And I ended up doing it. So a couple of days later, I messaged her and was just like, I've started it. I'm joining the sal. They do have a couple of different hashtags at the moment, Amber and another group of her stitchy friends, for various soda sals. They've got a few different sals going on that are all soda related, but the one that I'm jumping onto with this is called Start All the Sodas. That is the hashtag. And you can just start any soda you like. This is my start. So I've done a centre start with the little boy. So this is his face, started on his hair. And I'm stitching this on Sparkle Blush Blooms, printed Ada from Stitch Bunny shop. This is the Even Weave 32 count. It's probably looking very white and bleached out. I will get closer to the camera and see if it will focus a bit better on that fabric. It's basically like very pale pink and very pale green, mottled effect, and this does have silver sparkles on it, I promise, even if you can't see them. So that is my soda start, and this isn't too big, so I've got it on the Q-snap here. I think this is my 11-inch Q-snap but extended to 14 inches, and the fabric fits like pretty much, I'll put the board down, but the fabric fits pretty much perfectly. Like you can see, there's not really any overhang. And so yeah, my entire stitch area is within the Q-snap. I'm not going to need to move it at all, not even once. I'm stitching this one in a bit of a mix of threads, which is something I try and shy away from doing. I try not to mix my brands up too much because of like the slightly different like thicknesses of DMC, CXC, and like they do have a slightly different appearance, even though they're all like supposedly colour matched. However, I was itching to start this, and I've got so many threads in my stash at this point, but I didn't have enough threads in any one particular brand to be able to stitch it all in one brand. So it's mostly DMC, because I did have the majority in DMC, and then I think there's like 5 or 6 colours that I didn't have in DMC, but I had 2 or 3 of them in Royal Broidery, and I had the others in CXC. So yeah, this is a real mix of brands that I'm stitching with, 3 different thread brands in one project. I don't think I would do that with like a big fancy lady or anything, but for a small cute stitch like this, I don't mind mixing it up a bit. It saved me having to buy anything and just meant that I could start on it straight away with a full kitted project with no colours missing. I know that some people can happily start a project knowing they don't have all the colours for it, but it just annoys me. I did it the once with my Ophelia's Mermaid Mirabilia piece. I started stitching it with missing threads, and it was just driving me mad because I kept bumping into sections where I wanted to do that bit and I couldn't. So I always try and start with all the threads ready to go. So that is all of the stitching for today. A nice quick one. 5 projects. So yes, no more new starts. Please hold me to it. Like if I do not have a finish to show you in my next episode, then there should also be no more new starts. I'm trying to really stick to that now, because I'm always saying it and then I never stick to it, but I need to stick to it at this point because it's just getting out of hand. I know everyone has like a different comfort level with their number of WIPs, and I really do feel like I am at my limit. I'm going to start getting anxious and just not even know what to pick up and stitch if I add to the pile anymore. So yeah, that is all the stitching for today. I am going to do the giveaway next, and then we will do plans and haul afterwards. So this was an unexpected surprise for me, but Hobby Jobby contacted me, so that's hobbyjobby.co.uk, and said that they were releasing a stitching diary. It is Luca S branded, and it is newly stocked on their website as far as I'm aware, and they asked if I would like to have a look at it, check it out, and give a couple away, which was lovely of them. So of course I said yes, and here it is. So this is the Luca S stitching diary. It's got a nice floral cover, and It's not date restricted to any particular year. It's more like a project logbook. It does have like an overall calendar view on the first page, just for 4 years, so 23 to 26. But like I said, the actual internal pages are not date restricted. So for every project, you have one page that's double-sided. I'll show you the example page, which is just in the front. So you basically have a box here in which you can put a photo of your project. Then you've got all these different bits of information here that you can fill out. Like this one is pre-filled as an example. So, you know, you've got your design name, the start date, then the end date that you can fill in when it's finished, manufacturer, a note section. And then over here, you've got like the size of the embroidery where you can put in like the dimensions of it, number of stitches if you're like tracking on an app where you know the number of total stitches, number of colours in the project, what thread you're using, what fabric you're using. And then there's a little category called pages with diagram. And like here on the example, they filled that in there. I'm not sure that I would use that actual particular bit of info. But yeah, lots of different things that you can record. And then there is a lovely working progress section. So that is arranged into 2 columns, but they're repeated over and over. So yeah, there's a lot of boxes for you to track in. And it's basically a date and a number of stitches log. So like I said, very useful if you're on Pattern Keeper, but if I was doing a project that wasn't on Pattern Keeper or another tracking app, then instead of number of stitches, I would probably just put number of hours, because that's how I track. I either track in stitches if I'm able to, if it's a PDF that can be tracked in terms of stitches, and if not, I track my hours. And yeah, you've got absolutely loads of boxes that you can fill in. So hopefully there's enough for any project that you might be working on. And that is just the example page, but on like the real pages that are ready for you to fill in. So every project has that. And the back of the page has a continuation of the log. So you can just continue logging for dozens and dozens and dozens of more sessions of stitching. And then at the very bottom here, it has like a little floss section that says like thread brands code and lengths. I have to be honest, I'm not sure what the purpose of this is in relation to having it for each project, because there's not quite enough columns. Like for the majority of things that I stitch, I wouldn't be able to list every single colour I'm using in the project. But I guess that you could use it, like it says here, add more threads. I guess it could be used when you've come to finish a project. You could make a note of ones that you've run out of, like if you work from a master set and then you know which ones you need to replace in your master set. So yeah, that is what this Stitchy logbook looks like, and there are just loads of pages. You can see it's quite thick, so there's plenty of pages to log loads of projects. And then if we jump to the back, oh, it is spiral bound as well, which is quite useful when I'm just like folding it all this way and that. So if we jump past all the project pages, which is the bulk of it, what it does then have, which I love, is a big thread conversion chart in the back that is several pages long. And it's basically got conversions for Anchor and DMC, but against the Luca S branded threads, which I believe are a fairly recent addition to their range. I did receive a set to try. I haven't used them yet, but I did mention in my video when I got them that obviously they had their own codes that were not matched to DMC. So I wouldn't have known what was like the intended substitute colour for DMC. But now that I've got this in the back of this book, like all those Luca S threads, I think I've got a set of 50 of them to trial. Yeah, they'll all be in this colour converter. So if I pick up a project and obviously the key will most likely be in DMC, I can actually convert to Luca S. So that is quite handy. And then it does have a visual chart at the back of the entire Luca S range of colours. Like I said, I've got a set of 50, but there are actually 509 listed colours here, I think. Just check that. Yeah, they run from number 1 right through to 509. And then in addition to that, you've got black, white, gold and silver. So yeah, like I actually think that they've got matches for the entire DMC colour range based on this. So that is amazing, and you've got the conversions for all of them. And opposite that, you just have a notes page. My dogs are going mental, so I can't even escape from them in the bedroom. I bet it's feeding time, isn't it? It's about lunchtime, yeah. Adam will be about to feed them, so they're all going nuts in the utility room. Sorry. As soon as the feed bowls are down on the floor, they'll be quiet. So yeah, that's the notes page. Lovely little stitching diary, and I have 2 to give away. I've opened that one, but the 2 copies to give away are sealed. They are still in their cellophane. So I'm just going to do 1 giveaway, but there will be 2 winners. If you would like to win one of these, please enter by commenting below and use the word diary. So DIARY, that is the word that I will be searching for when I use the random comment picker, and you could win one of these. There will be 2 winners. I will do the draw for that not in my end of month episode, but in the following one, so my next mid-month update. Like I'll skip one video and announce it in the video after that, so you've got plenty of time to enter. Excuse me, I'm not going to put a specific end date on entry. It will just be a case that as and when I film my next mid-month update, obviously entries will be closed because I'll be drawing it at that time. So yeah, if you make sure that you get your comment below before the middle of September, like say by the 10th or 12th of September, to be safe. I won't necessarily be drawing it on the 14th or 15th of September, especially if I'm a bit late with filming the video, but if you've entered by the 10th or 12th, then you'll definitely be in the draw. So yeah, good luck guys. Oh, and yeah, anyone can enter. Like I do try and be inclusive with all my giveaways. I just ask that you're over 18 so I can ask for your address. Please do subscribe and like my video if you're not currently subscribed. But yeah, if you're anywhere in the world, I will post to you. So good luck. Good luck again. Yeah, they're a really nice diary, nice hardback, and I'm going to give mine a go, although I have so many projects that I don't know if I'm going to use it as my full stitching diary, but I thought it would make a lovely project log for me for like my fancy ladies or something like that. So I think that might be what I use mine for. I'm going to have a little break while Adam finishes feeding the dogs because they are still being a bit noisy in the utility room, and that will give me a moment to gather my haul, and we'll have a look at that. On to the haul section of the video. I love watching people's hauls on Flosstube. I find it really enabling. I know that some people like leave after the stitching, but if you are still here, I hope that you will enjoy looking at my new goodies, and I entirely blame these 3 kit purchases on Charlie from Charlie Feathers. So Charlie messaged me a little while ago letting me know that there was a sale on at Heritage, so I had a peek and that was lethal, and I ended up buying 3 kits. Can't remember the exact price of each of them, but these 3 in particular were really significantly reduced, and I think that all in it was definitely under £30, including the delivery for all 3 of them. So yeah, they were less than £10 each, which I was really happy with. The first one is Noel. So it is Heritage Crafts. They're all Heritage. This is Karen Carter. I think they're all Karen Carter as well. She is one of my favourite designers that designs for Heritage. So it's just the Noel writing with all the little motifs. Lots of backstitch to bring these to life. That is the first one. The second one is Karen Carter's Retail Therapy. I have quite a lot of these. So there's like a baking version, a gardening version. Trying to think, there's a succulents version just with loads of different cacti on it. There's lots of these sort of in a row patterns, but I didn't have the Retail Therapy one, so I thought I would add to my set. And the last one is Also Karen Carter, but a little different. So this is from the Woodland Creatures set of patterns. This is the grey squirrel. This is a full coverage, but a very small one. And I absolutely love it. I had really strong recollections of possibly having purchased this previously. And then I looked through all my kit drawers and I could not find it. So I think maybe it's one that I just had my eye on for a long time, but never actually bought. So when it popped up in the sale, I couldn't resist. I did have a pretty good luck and I couldn't find it. If I do find it at some point in the future and end up with two, then I'll have to do a giveaway for one of them. But I'm assuming I don't have it because I did try and have a good route and I didn't come across it. So that is my haul that I'm blaming on Charlie. Rather than blaming my lack of self-control, I'm going to blame Charlie. And also thank her for letting me know that they had a sale because I do love heritage. The next bit of haul I've got for you is a Caterpillar cross-stitch kit that was originally released as like a mystery sale. But I picked this up as the full kit on Facebook in a destash group. Someone was destashing this. So I know it's very blurry here, you can't see it. But this is the, is it How Does Your Garden Grow? Yeah, this is the How Does Your Garden Grow kit. And I remember when this was being teased as a mystery sale, I almost took the plunge. But I'm always a bit put off by mystery designs, just in case I end up not liking them. So I didn't go for it. And then I watched with interest as each part was released. And then by the end of it, I wished that I had done it as part of the original sale. When I saw this pop up, I decided that I would grab it. So like I said, the person that originally bought it has not touched it. It is a complete kit. And they sent me the PDF pattern to go with it because obviously I can't stitch it without the PDF, and they'd opted for the PDF version. I don't know if their mystery sales actually even come as a printed pattern. I've never done one before, but yes, that is my Caterpillar cross stitch kit. I'm very excited to start it. It comes with Ada. I think they did release this with an option of either Ada or even weave. This is the Ada. I did think about switching it to an even weave instead, but I think I'm just going to go with what's in the kit because it's a nice coloured fabric. It suits the design. And I jump around between Ada and even weave anyway, and I think that the kind of design that it is, I'm happy stitching it on Ada. So yeah, I don't know why I keep holding it here to show you the picture. There is no picture, but of course I will pop up a picture so that you can see it unblurred because it's no longer a mystery sale. So yeah, I can show you that. Final piece of haul. I say final piece, there's 3 pieces, but they are all the same brand. So my last bits of haul are again all destash purchases from people that are destashing. The first one is this cotton and twine Christmassy design. So that is a full kit. Yeah, these don't have names, they just have the date of the box because they come as a subscription box. For the amount of cotton and twine kits that I have now bought, like pre-loved, I don't know why I'm not just a member, but again, it's because I'm not a huge fan of receiving a mystery. I like to see it first. And yeah, if I had a subscription to cotton and twine, obviously you receive a box every single month, and I don't necessarily want one every single month as much as I love their designs. But it is nice to be able to pick and choose. So I've had a couple of their subscription boxes that I've bought after the release directly through their website. If I see one that I like, I can just go on there and grab it. But occasionally you do see them pop up on Facebook or eBay. So obviously some people have a subscription and a particular design they don't like. So yeah, I've had a lot of success picking up ones that I do like without actually needing a subscription by just keeping my eye on groups. So that is the first one. That was the November 2019 release. The next one, and these are like in envelopes. So they come with all the stuff. I'm just going to try and show you the design pages. So the next one is the January 2021 design. As you You can see the little preview there. I thought this one was really sweet. I like the words on it. So it reads, "True friends are never apart, maybe in distance, but never in heart." And this one didn't come with the frame. I think originally it came with the white frame that is shown for finishing. This one doesn't have the frame, but that's fine. It's just a standard white frame, so I wasn't too bothered about that. Whereas that first one I showed you does have all the finishing materials in there, because that's finished as like a little felt backed hanging piece, I think, and it's got all the bits in there so that I can finish it as shown. And the last one is the November 2021 design, which I was thrilled to pick up because I loved this when this one came out. It's a gorgeous Christmas design with this really nice hanger, and I do have the hanger in there along with all the fabric and the threads. Can't get that back in now, I'll do it later. So, plans. My plans are fairly loose for the rest of August and for next month and until the rest of the year, because I'm not doing WIP Go. I didn't do that at all this year. My letters of the month I only did for the first 6 months of the year, so that is over. So the only plans that I've really made from now till the rest of the year is that I just have a stitchy theme for each month that is completely self-imposed. No stitch goal, no kind of goals at all, just literally pick up something that relates to that theme in some way and put some stitching into it. I have managed to stick to it for the first 6 months of the year. I've pulled something out that matches my theme every month, and I've kept up with it really well until we got to July. And then with the awful month I had in July, which you'll be aware of if you watch my last video, my theme was Jolly July, and that was just not going to happen. So July was the first month that I didn't follow my own themes. And then August so far, I haven't either. And that's because my theme for this month is Wanderlust, so anything remotely travel inspired. And I don't really have any overtly travel themed projects that are currently on the go, and I've reached my WIP limit. I am not going to start one just for the sake of it. So yeah, it's looking like I won't be paying attention to my theme for this month either. I do have one beach inspired WIP, which is my Beachcomber WIP, and I also did want to work on that because the pattern has been lent to me by a friend, so I do need to finish it as quickly as I can. I thought that would be good enough. That will fit the theme, won't it? Like a day at the beach, that counts as travel, so I will just pick that up at some point between now and the end of August, and yeah, that will be my themed stitching for this month. For next month, my theme is S for spooky, so just thinking forward to September. I wanted to get in the mood of doing a little bit of Halloween themed stitching because we are approaching that time of year. And again, being mindful of not adding to my WIP pile. I do have one Halloween WIP in my pile for certain, which is my Naughty Bathtub Witch that is in timeout because of a mistake that I made. So I may pull her out and work on her because that would be the easiest way. Or if I do manage to get a finish under my belt within the remainder of August before September starts, then I could have a new start. But no finishes, no starts. And yeah, that is kind of going to dictate how well I stick to my themes for the rest of the year. Because depending on what the theme is, I've forgotten. I have to check them each month, but depending on what the theme is, if I don't already have something in the WIP pile that matches it, and I'm at my limit of 35 WIPs, I'm not going to be starting new things just to stick to my themes. So yeah, that is my plan. Very loose plans. Basically stick to my themes if I'm able to, and if my WIP count doesn't allow it and I don't have something already started that I can use for that theme, then I'm just going to forget about it. That is the plan. Life update. I've had a much better month than last month. I really wanted to say thank you and thank everyone who did watch my last video, who commented, sent me lovely messages on Instagram, like so many kind words from so many of you. I know that I didn't go through my last video and like reply to comments like I usually would try and do. Yeah, I still wasn't quite there. Like, we've still been having a bit of a difficult time, but I'm feeling a lot more positive. I've also been keeping really, really busy, so that's helped a lot, but I do appreciate all the comments that you sent, and so many of you have been so kind. Yeah, thank you to all of you. And on the subject of being busy, so yeah, we have been massively busy, and the reason I have retreated to my bedroom to film today rather than anywhere else in the house is because we are doing a huge declutter. Adam is out there at the moment in like the more living areas because quite a lot of our house is open plan. He's painting and crashing around and moving things, so I thought this is the only place I'm going to get a bit of quiet, other than the fact I decided to film when the dogs were having their lunch. Yes. So yeah, we're keeping super busy, doing a massive house clean, declutter, tidy, getting ready for sale. And like, some of you will be rolling your eyes if you've been watching me for a while, because we have been thinking of moving now since before I even started doing Flosstubes, and every year we're like, this is the year we're going to move, this is the year we're going to move. And we were like that at the beginning of this year. So I did say, I think I said to you guys either at the end of last year or beginning of this year, like we're on it, we're having a massive clean, a massive tidy, a declutter, we're getting ready to sell. And then a few episodes later, I was like, no, we're staying, it's not happening this year. It now is happening again, potentially. Yeah, we change our mind all the time, but it's basically because we love the house. We love the house we're in. Adam has worked really hard over like the 15, 16 years of having this house to make it everything that we wanted. But what isn't right is the outdoor space for the dogs. And that is partly because we used to be an isolated house on our own. There's been a lot of development in this area, and we're now right next door to a huge estate of loads and loads and loads of houses. And we have a lot of dogs who were not used to having a lot of neighbours, some of whom also have dogs. So, you know, somebody on the estate that's now there of like 90 houses next door to us, someone puts their dog out for a wee. They have to, you know, make a bit of noise. We've got a lot of dogs, a lot more than anyone else around here, that will then respond to those dogs. And it's just, you know, it's not good for anyone. We do need to move, but it's just such a big decision to do it because we love our house so much. If I could just pick it up and take it somewhere else, that would be the ideal, but unfortunately we can't. So we had decided not to move, but we still look at houses all the time. And Adam basically came across this one house that we fell in love with, and we decided to go for it. So we have been in a mad dash. We have literally called the estate agents in. They are coming now. I think it's in 5 or 6 days' time. The estate agents are going to be here to do their initial walk round, valuation. They're not going to take the photos on that day because it won't be ready, but they can do like all the room measurements to prepare the floor plans and the write-up and all those things, because obviously all those things take time. And then we've got another kind of couple of weeks while they get all that ready to get it photo ready. So over the next, like I'd say 4 weeks, I am mostly cleaning. That is exactly what I'm going to be doing as soon as I turn this camera off. Cleaning, decluttering, just getting everything ready. And it is a nightmare when you've been in the same property for as long as we've been here and you accumulate so much stuff that you don't even realise. And also we have a lot of space here. It is a big house and you tend to fill the space. But I'm doing my best. Adam's doing his best. It does mean that I am doing 0 daytime stitching pretty much at the moment. I am palming the kids off with Adam's parents. They've been having them like 2 or 3 weekdays for the last week or so, just so that we've got 2 or 3 days kid-free to do all the things that we need to do, because it is pretty impossible when the kids are around. Like, we can still do bits, but we can't both be working on stuff at the same time. It's a case of like Adam goes and does something and I'm with the kids, or I'm taking them out for the day. And then when he needs a rest from what he's doing, he can sit with them and I can go and do something. It's not the same as both just being able to focus on doing the house. So yeah, Adam's parents have helped a lot. Very grateful. I almost filmed an entire Flosstube without changing battery, but not quite. We were so close to finishing. So yeah, as I said, we've just been so busy doing our best to juggle the fact that it's holidays. So we've been having grandparent help with childcare, which has been great. And we're just pushing through now. And yes, I am still fully intending on grabbing a few moments to film my Flosstubes. So hopefully there will be an end of month update. and a mid-month update. I'm going to try and stick to my roughly 1 every 2 week schedule. However, depending on how much stitching I've got done, because there's pretty much not a lot of daytime stitching going on, unless I'm supervising the kids while Adam is doing something and they're doing a quiet activity where I can grab my stitching. I'm pretty much only stitching in the evenings, and some evenings I have been so tired from everything we've been doing during the day that I've just not bothered getting anything out. So yes, it's going to be interesting. My next couple of floss tubes might be very short with very little to show you, or I may have to replace my usual floss tube with a, here is the 30 minutes of stitching I've got done, but have a look at my house. I might have to turn it to like a house tour to show you what I have been doing to be productive. And also, yeah, I think I would like to like film around the house when we've finished doing everything, because hopefully if we are moving and leaving, you know, this house has been a huge part of my life. I've been here, for longer than I think I even realised when I actually look back. We've been here a long time. We've had both our kids while we've been in this house. Like, yeah, a lot has happened here. So it would be nice just for myself to film around the house when every room is simultaneously looking nice, just to have as a bit of a memento for myself when we actually do leave. Assuming we do leave, because obviously, although we are now fully intending to move, you just don't know if your house is going to sell until you actually list it, and then you don't know if you're going to be able to find one to move to. Because although I said we've done this big, massive, crazy thing of deciding to get up on the market super quick for a particular house, we're actually not going to go for that house, despite the fact that that was the push that we needed to decide to do it. You know, we've been and viewed that house, we loved it, but there's certain reasons why we've decided it's not actually the right place to go to. However, because we had already started all the preparation to move in anticipation of wanting that one, we decided to just push forward. There's lots of other houses out there that could suit our needs and what we're looking for, and if we just keep delaying it, we're still going to be here in another 4 years' time, and neither of us at this point want to still be here in 4 years' time. So hopefully we're definitely going on the market. Hopefully we manage to sell it, but we will see. But yeah, I mean, I like having a nosy around houses. I've seen a few of my favourite floss tubers, like including Stitch with Beth, who obviously doesn't floss tube anymore, but she once did a house tour as part of a floss tube, and I found that quite fun. So yes, if I have a lack of stitching, I may do that as a little floss tube extra sort of thing instead, just so I can stay in touch with you guys and touch base and say hello, just so I don't go for a huge period with no video, because I'm probably not going to have huge amounts of actual WIP progress for you to see. Big thank you to everyone who has subscribed recently and to everyone that's already subscribed. I do really appreciate it. I know I say that a lot, but I really do appreciate it. And I think I've had about 50 or 60 new subscribers since my last video a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, I just wanted to do a really big welcome to all of you, and an extra big thank you to everyone who's already been watching me for quite a while. I am going to do a much better job, hopefully, of replying to comments and things going forward. Like I said, last month was just a bit of a strange month, and I did not, I just wasn't there in my mind to sit replying to loads of comments, but I have read every single one of them, and I appreciate everybody that just touched base with me and, you know, expressed their care. So thank you. I will see you all hopefully in a couple of weeks, but for now it is off with the camera and on with the cleaning. Like, wish me luck because I need it. I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.